use cases, real-time project application is scripting, and JMeter Pro certification. So today will be day one, or you can say demo one. So it's just today will be an overview session. Okay. Moving to the next slide. So today agenda, right? So what will be today agenda will be introduction to performance testing and JMeter. Then why to learn JMeter, right? Then about myself, then benefit of this course. Okay. Who can enroll, right? Key highlight of this course and course contents in details. What application will be used for the practice in this course. Okay. Course dates and timing, your inputs and queries, right? So first, many people will be knowing what is performance testing, right? Even though we will have a 15-20 minutes overview of performance testing and what is JMeter, correct? Fine. So there is software development, right? You will be any software is developed. So in the software development, there are phases. That phase is called software development life cycle. Software development life cycle has two models generally, waterfall and agile model. There are different models also, correct? Then on same line we have software testing, because when everything is developed we have to test that also, right? Now in software testing again there are phases, that is called STLC, software testing life cycle phases. We have different types of software testing. Okay, core are like functional testing, non-functional testing, right? So we'll understand the difference between functional testing and non-functional testing, and then yeah, so we'll move to the next slide to understand all these things, and then we'll understand what is performance testing, correct? So a functional testing, and this is non-functional testing, right? Unable to hear audio. So is that clear? My audio is clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay.
Yep.
Then Divya has some issue. You can rejoin, Divya. If you have joined from web, you have to rejoin. I'll message him. Please rejoin. Fine. So the functional testing, right? On the next slide, I'll explain in detail what is functional testing and non-functional testing. But in functional testing also, correct? These are types of software testing. Okay. Now, one is functional, one is non-functional. In functional testing, these many things are there. You can read them out. And in non-functional testing, these many things are there. Out of this, if you see here, the performance testing, which is here, that is non-functional testing. Okay. Along with security testing. Why am I highlighting security testing? Because even a layman, means even a novice person, a beginner person, he must have heard somewhere what is security, correct? Security is everywhere, right? Even in our home also security is there. So in software also security is there. So security testing, correct? And so that is different domain. I'll come to that. Performance testing is the that is what non-functional testing which we have, right? So it's a non-functional test. Now what is the exact difference between them, right? So we'll understand in the next slide. So if we come here in the next slide, see, first we'll take a real-time example. So let us say when a car is developed, right, when it is made ready, so it will be given for some testing, right? Anything, any model in this world, when it is made ready, it went for testing, right? So if we see the functional testing for the car, so what will happen? Every component will be tested, like testing the suppose steering, testing brake, tires, like individual component, whether they are working fine or not, the individual component of that car, right? So that will be functional testing. But when we come to the performance testing, so then we do not take the individual. There we consider why the car is designed. Car is designed to run on the road with performance, performance word will come anywhere, right? Performance of bike, performance of car, your performance, my performance, everywhere this performance is there, correct? So even if you are running a race, right? So that there also performance is there, correct? So that time we do not test the individuality. We we take the whole car, we will run it on the road, and we'll check the performance for what it has been designed, correct? So same way, if we take this here from the application or any application point of view. So let us say this is a login page of our Gmail, right? Very famous, everyone will be knowing that. Now if we have to do the functional testing for this Gmail, correct? So few functional testing use cases I'll tell, like let us say people will be entering email ID here, right? So it will be tested that what kind of email ID is taking. If wrong email IDs enter, what kind of error it is throwing, right? uh Correct. Same for goes for password, same goes for sign in button. So individually they will test whether it is working fine or not, how it is working, any error message. Suppose we are entering email, we do not enter password, and then we are doing sign in, what is the message coming, right? So you are testing, right? Individuality, correct? Individual component, individual parts of that page. Okay, so that will be functional testing, correct? And so generally functional testing is what? Testing is component of any application, how it is working. Suppose this page is like designed like we have to enter email ID, password, and we have to do sign in. So we have to test all the component, and we have to check that whether sign in is happening properly or not. That is what functionality, right? Functionality of an application, correct? Now for same if we take the non-functional testing, so in that general, the performance testing and security testing is there. Security testing is a totally different domain. I'll just explain about security testing, but our main concern is this performance testing, right? So what we will be worrying about, we will not be worrying about that whether email ID is taken correctly or not, whether password is taken correctly or not, whether sign in is happening correctly or not. That is not concern. Concern will be in how many seconds, okay, after putting the email ID, after putting the password, in how many seconds this is going to log in, correct? So response time, that is called as response time, plus how many users, how many user load it can take. When suppose 1000 users are doing the login, can it handle, can the login can handle properly, right? 2000 users, 5000 users, 10,000 users, if they are logging in, so can the login happen within 2 seconds, within 3 seconds, or is it throwing error? So that will be, one thing is time, response time, another one is user load. That is called as what? User load, right? So that is what performance is, correct? Same way, let us say that when a customer places an order online, then he should get a correct order with correct order number, order item. This all thing when it tested, it will be functional test. But in how many seconds, right, that order is placed, that is what performance test. And how many user load that process can handle, right? Getting the point, okay? So that is performance testing, and that is the difference. That's why this is called functional testing, this is called non-functional. Why this is non-functional testing? Because here we do not worry about functionality, here we worry about performance, for what it has been designed, right? A aeroplane has been designed to fly in the sky, it has not been designed to sit and all this thing, right? It's performance, like that. So application has been designed to do whatever work, so in how many seconds it's doing, and how much user load it can sustain, how many people can do that activity without having any issue, without having any failure, right? So that is performance test. Now coming to the next slide. Yeah, there is little bit sync issue, so please bear, from tomorrow it will be rectified, okay? So that's what in functional testing, there are two ways to do the functional testing. One is manual testing and one is automation testing. You must have heard, many people have heard of, right? Manual testing is what? Doing the testing of functionality testing through manual, right? manually. It's a human doing that, checking all the things. So that is manual. And another one is automation. So these are actually way of doing the functional testing, right? Automation testing also you must have heard, where we use some tool to do the functional testing. So what are the tool that we use are like Selenium, APM, Cypress, Protector, Tosca, HPUFT. These all tools are there. Right now. So that is what, so this manual and automation are actually their way to do the functional testing, correct? Same way in non-functional testing there are two types of testing: performance and security. We are concerned for performance testing. Now performance testing is again done using a tool, so you can say it's kind of automation only, but right, but it's a non-functional testing automation, right? So what are the available tools in market to do the performance testing of an application? Like they are LoadRunner, StormRunner. Performance testing cannot be done manually. Okay, it will be using tool only. Why it cannot be done manually, that also I'll explain, right? So so a StormRunner, or it's called LoadRunner Cloud, Seal Performer, New Load, IBM RPT, WAPT, VSTS, OATS, Getlink, Lucust, K6, JMeter. So our JMeter is here. That is what we are going to learn: performance testing of an application using JMeter. Okay. Now why JMeter, right? All those things I'll explain. So out of this tool that you see, we have LoadRunner tool. LoadRunner tool is a very famous tool in the market, very famous performance testing tool in the market, very highly featured tool. Okay, there is no tool in the market which can compare with the features of LoadRunner, right? In the world of performance testing. So you'll ask then why we are learning JMeter? Because LoadRunner is a commercial tool. What is the meaning of commercial is, to use that you have to pay. Like nowadays, even you must have, right? Earlier we used to have the pirated version of Windows. Now you cannot do that. You have to anyhow purchase it, right? When you purchase the laptop, they will give you license only, because those days are gone. So so that is what, to use a software we have to pay. Those all softwares are called commercial softwares, right? Any software, any tool. So LoadRunner, and that is also, it's very costly. Okay, very costly. And the company who owns this is Micro Focus. Now now to, since it's very costly, so to do the cost cutting, right? Cost cutting means any company wants to do the cost cutting nowadays. Only you must have heard, like today only Facebook has fired 11,000 employee, right? Twitter has fired 800, more than 800, I'm forgetting the exact figure, but they are fired, right? In USA firing is going on, so many. So they are doing cost cutting, right? So cost cutting can come on anything. It can come on people, by firing the people. It can come on lowering the infrastructure cost. It can come on lowering the expenditure on tools and other thing, right? So everything is cost cutting. Everywhere is business, and business means profit. And if business owners see that there is no profit, they will do the cost cutting, right? Very simple. So to do the cost cutting, now the industry, the means the company, right, IT industry, they are moving towards the JMeter. Okay, and hence JMeter is going to be very famous in near future. It's still very famous. In near future also it will be very famous. So that is what JMeter. Now you'll ask me why JMeter, right? So JMeter is purely open source tool. What is the meaning of open source tool? Open source tool has multiple meanings. Okay, open source has multiple meanings, but in simple, open source means free. You do not need to pay anything to use that, right? And there is no other open source tool. I'll explain that protocol. There is no other open source tool to challenge that. Remember, there is no other open source tool in the market to challenge JMeter, right? So that is why we will be learning JMeter. Now there are so many tools. So if you see this LoadRunner, StormRunner is a part of LoadRunner only. Silk Performer, New Load, IBM, RPT, WAPT, VSTS, OATS. Up to here, all are paid only. All are paid. Okay. And from that also very highly paid and highly featured is this LoadRunner. Still many companies, many big company in many big project, they are using LoadRunner. Okay, Accenture is one of the very big company who is still using LoadRunner, and they only hire people with LoadRunner experience. Okay, Accenture, they are still I mean, they have not still moved to JMeter. Now maybe slowly they are moving, but still they are hiring only people with LoadRunner. Okay, because it's very US company, right? And their project finance is also very big. Even TCS and TCS have some big project which uses LoadRunner, right? So some big project and some big company are still using LoadRunner. It's not like that it's going away only, but not all companies are big, right? Even Facebook is big, but still they have fired 11,000 employees, right? So no one is big. Somewhere, some point they have to do cost cutting somewhere in some project like that, right? So mid-scale company, a small company, they will not afford, so they will go for low GMT. Okay, now out of this, so as I said, till here all these thing tools are paid. This Gatling Lucas K6, I think many people, I think you must have heard of this name, and you can counter me like that these are also open source tool, right? So I will say no. Why no? I'll say, see, Gatling, Gatling is half open source, half paid. Lucas and K6 is open source, I agree, but you need to know programming language. Programming language. Okay, remember. In while using Gatling also you have to know programming language that is called as Scala. To use Lucas, you have to use know Python. Okay, Python. And to use K6, you have to know JavaScript. Fine. Or there is vice versa. I'm forgetting. You can Google. Okay. Maybe for Lucas is JavaScript or Python, and for K6 it will be Python or JavaScript. I'm forgetting, but any of the we must be aware of this language, right? To use them. And Gatling, as I said, it's half paid, half paid. So now which one is left? Our JMeter is left. Now to use JMeter, okay, for 80% of users of JMeter do not require any programming. Remember, do not require, it's very simple, require any programming. Okay, means 80% of work that we have to do, it doesn't require any programming. Very simple forward. Okay. In only 15 to 20% of cases, we need some programming, and that to which programming, Java, which is very simple. Okay, which not Java is also very core Java, advanced for Java, one is simple Java. So I'll be explaining that also, do not worry. That is what BeanShell. Okay, that is the heading. If you see BeanShell or JSR are 2 to 3 use cases. This this let it go
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
there. Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
So
micro
just
focus node run.
let me finish. Just so this is what BeanShell and JSR 223, right? So whatever the important use cases that will be there. Okay. Even in my course content, I'll show you. Just a second. So here there is little sync issue today. Yeah. So if you see day 43, this is day wide topic which I'll be delivering to you guys. Right. So day 43, you see day 43 BeanShell and understanding with respect to Java with real-time use cases. So all this, right? Well, 6 days are there. 43, day 44, correct? 45, 46, 47, right? 5 to 6 days are there on BeanShell only. Okay. And my each day goes for 1.20 hours minimum, right? Or sometime 1.30 hours also each day session. So you can think like it will be like 6-7 hours only on BeanShell. So what I have done is I have collected all the use cases which you will be needing in any project, to where we will be using some Java code to do some work, right? So in that I'll be explaining the Java code and how to use the Java code in JMeter, right? So correct. So that is where in 20% of cases you will be needing coding. Otherwise, in 80% cases, coding is not required. Even same in LoadRunner also. In LoadRunner, in 80% of uses of LoadRunner doesn't require any coding. Okay, 20% we use like C language we use or JavaScript language we use in LoadRunner also. Okay, so yeah, so that is the beauty of JMeter. You got the idea. Purely open source. Plus, we do not need any coding. Only in 20% cases we have to know the coding, and anyhow we have to see in IT industry. You want to survive, you have to know the coding. Correct. Java, Python. Okay. Basic at least you should know. SQL. So do not run away from coding. Practice. And you're not now, but in later point of career, you have to know the coding. You have to practice the code. Right. That is the hard truth. If anyone has joined here thinking that uh, we do not have to use coding, you have to use at least basic coding. You have to know anywhere, not now, at least suppose you have joined any company in performance testing or in manual testing, 3 or 4 year experience. After that, when you switch, question will be different. Okay, in that they will ask questions from coding, right? So do not only thing, hard code coding is not required because we are not developer, but core coding, okay, basic coding, that we should know. Even like that SQL queries, all those things we should know, right? Yeah, so yeah, please go, please ask your questions. What was the question?
So Micro Focus LoadRunner, it's from Micro Focus company. But JMeter, it's which company?
I'll explain that. Everything will be explained. Do not-
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
For now, it's by Apache, Apache Foundation. I'll explain what is Apache. Do not worry.
Okay,
So
sure,
that
sure.
is
Thank
what JMeter. Now, same way, same thing goes in our automation also. I'll correlate. In automation tool, earlier, long back, 10 years back, HPFT was a tool which was very famous for doing the automation, but it was paid tool. Okay. Now that is gone. Even you people will not be hearing also HPFT. Now Selenium, which is open source, Selenium open source has came in market, and Selenium everywhere, Selenium. Okay, even this APM for mobile testing, mobile app testing is a part of Selenium only, right? This Tosca is paid one, but let it be. But all these are free open source tools only, and you know, right, how these open source as tools are have captured the market. So same way the market is going to be for the JMeter in terms of performance testing in near future. But still big company will be using LoadRunner in big project. So better to learn both LoadRunner, JMeter. But I'll suggest first you go with JMeter because now openings are more for JMeter. As I said, because the only big company uses LoadRunner, they will be looking for load. All mid-scale, small company, and even big company with a small projects, all are looking for JMeter, right? Eh, After JMeter, you can learn LoadRunner also. Then so that is what performance testing. Like that, we have security testing also, which is non-functional testing, right? It's totally different domain. There are some tools that is used in security testing, are all these tools I have highlighted. This is just I have highlighted for knowledge sake. Do not ask that, hey, we are going to learn security testing also, or no. Security testing is totally different domain. Okay, security tester do not worry about performance or functionality. It's like they just worry about making safe. Application should be safe, should not be hackable, right? Then there are some so it totally different department one, totally different world, security testing, but it's also a non-functional testing. Now any deviation from requirement or any issue in software testing world, they have some technical terms. Okay, so in functional testing it is known as defect or bug. In non-functional testing, in performance testing, that is called as bottlenecks. In security testing, it is called as vulnerabilities. Why we do performance testing, or what is the need of performance testing, right? So to save the loss of revenue, customer productivity, damaging our brand, right? So uh, so if we see here, if we go down, Let me explain. Let us say if you see this slide, suppose yeah, so suppose there is an Amazon, and if people are not happy with Amazon, like application orders are not coming or any other thing, right? Properly you are not able to navigate, so you will be frustrated, right? And now the today world is world competition. Even I am a trainer and I do not teach, no one will come to me if I do not teach properly, right? So same way, so people will go to different competitors. So that's why performance matters, right? Performance matters. And that is what performance, that you, when the user is using anything on that application, in how much time, how fast it is doing that activity, and how much user load users can do that activity. Suppose you are booking a product on Flipkart, Amazon, so how fast you can do, and how many user can do that without any issue, right? So that is two things: user load and response time. How we know that a application performance is poor? So these are the symptoms which I have highlighted. You can read them later on. This PPT and other thing will be shared once the batch is finalized, right? So you will see application is slow, it will stuck while browsing, you'll see this error, bad gateway error, timeout error, server is down, not found, service temporarily unavailable, all these things, correct? Next, let it sync. There is some, I think my voice is syncing, but this PPT is not syncing. Okay, anyhow, manage for today. Right. Uh, I'll rectify from tomorrow. Okay, so this next slide is real-time example. Like I've just written a few example, like where what can happen. Suppose there is an application, and I'll just read this application example. Like let us say Amazon.com server, means Amazon application crashed in year 2013 for 30 minutes. Correct? Means it was not functional. So what happened? It was losing this much money per second, right? Per second. Correct. So somehow they calculate the revenue, like every second this much revenue is generated and my service is not available for that period. So I'm losing that much money, right? So that is where performance matters for any application, right? So that was some example I have given here. Like if performance of application is not proper, so how that can lead to the loss, correct? So performance is everywhere. Even if we have to deliver performance, man. Everywhere performance is there. Now, what is performance testing? Correct? Basically. Again, this syncing issue. Okay, it came, I think. Yeah. So basically, putting performance testing is basically putting user load on an application and testing its behavior generally in terms of response time, number of users supported, that is what user load, and some other factor. Correct. What are the main objective of performance testing? So there are four main objective of performance testing. One is speed, where we check the how fast the application is, speed, right? Then stability. Stability is where we have to check like how much stable. Suppose you are using an application for very long time, right? Nowadays every application is generally used for 24 hour by 7, right? So can, is it stable, right? Can it be used for 24 hour by 7, right? Scalability. Scalability is where we test that if users are increasing, correct? Suppose on my application currently 1 lakh people are using, if 50,000 more are coming, or 1 lakh more are coming, total 2 lakh people are coming, right? Users are coming. So can it handle that? That is what scalability. And reliability. Reliability is where we test that uh, that application is reliable, right? It's not, it should not be serving any wrong response, right? And it should not go down. It should be trusted for that long period, for that many extra users or that many high users, right? So that is what main 4 objective is there of performance testing. Now here I'll explain uh, need for performance testing tool. So as I said that performance testing cannot be done manually, so we need a tool, right? So JMeter is a tool, LoadRunner is a tool. So see, let us say in real time, if you want to do the performance testing of a application through manual, so what you will do? Suppose you want to test it for 1000 users. So you will do what? You will bring 1000 people, you will bring 1000 laptop, and you will ask them, hey, start browsing at a time, start doing this activity, we want to monitor. Okay, we'll check how is the performance. But that, can you do that for 2000 users, 5000 users, 10,000? No, right? You will not be, how you will bring that 1000 2000 5000 people, 5000 10,000 devices, correct? Not possible. So that is where the tool comes in picture. Now what tool does? So tool will simulate, performance testing tools will simulate a real user behavior, like how real user does the thing on an application. Same thing, this tool will simulate real user behavior, like browsing the web page, doing login, submitting an order, etc, and generating user load, right? Desired user load means how much you want, that much user load on the server means what, the application, right? And then in additional, the tool will send the request in same manner like how the real world user sends and receive the response from the application, right? And additionally, it calculates the response time taken for doing all those activities. So instead of a real user doing that, tool will do that, but tool will do the same thing what real user is doing. Okay, now we have to make the tool behave like a real user. So that is what we will be learning, how to make the JMeter. Let us say we are learning JMeter, so how JMeter can behave as a real user for an application. That is called scripting. So everything start with a scripting, correct? So we will be learning scripting, then load test, then execution, analysis, and many other things, right? So this is what real user. Okay, and same, the user generated by the load generators, they are called virtual users. Okay, virtual users, this is a technical term. Again, we'll be recalling this in future. So that is what performance testing tools do, is the real user behavior simulation in the form of scripting, right? User load generation in the form of v users getting test statistics and test result, right? Then this one again, when performance testing is done, so performance testing can be done at any point of time, right? Once the, let us say, suppose a login part on an application, suppose login has been designed, login functionality. So the developer will design that, and then it will go for the tester. So first functional testers will do the functionality check. If the functionality check is okay, then we can go for performance testing, right? Of that part, like that. Okay, sometime in some project, what happen, when whole project product is developed, then in the last people go for performance testing of all the components. So anyway, how in every project, depending on their pattern, this can be done. What are the different phases in performance testing? So these are the pages. I'll not read out, we'll be learning this again, because today's session is just an overview, so do not worry about that. Now, why to learn JMeter? So as I said that, okay, let the slide go. So as I said that uh, JMeter is only pure open source performance testing tool currently in the market. It is free to use, no license needed. It is easy and lightweight. Okay, only 130 MB of file. It just download and use to. Okay, very simple. You have to just download and use. Only required 20%. Coding required is in only 20% of cases. Right. It can be integrated with many other tools like Jenkins, Maven, InfluxDB, AppDynamics, Dynatrace. Market trend for JMeter tool is increasing. Right? Hence, a job for JMeter 10% is also increasing. IT is moving towards full stack QA. What is full stack QA? Full stack QA means you must know manual testing, automation testing, and functional test. Sorry, performance testing also. Okay, all three. So suppose now if you are directly learning performance testing and you are searching for a job, fine. But after 3 or 4 years, you have to learn automation also to survive in the industry. Same with the manual automation people, they have to learn performance also, because as the career path grows, the experience also grows, should grow. Okay, experience in all different tools if you have to survive. So to survive strong, you should in future, not now, but in future, you have to master all the things like manual testing. Manual testing, nothing. It's kind of it's a part of functional testing. Automation testing, at least Selenium with Java, and not now. Again, I'm saying okay, because you can start your career with functional performance testing, but later on, after 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, okay, when you want to become team leader, something that time you have to know at least something of functional also, right? Even same goes for functional tester. Functional tester also should know performance testing in later part of career. This is harsh reality. Okay, so if you are joining here like only functional performance testing will make my career for whole life, this is not true. See, I am very harsh fellow. Okay, I talk very harshly, right? I'll tell the truth, right? Okay, so you have to learn, not now but in future you have to learn coding also. Anyone thinking of that will need, do not need coding, no, no, it's not like that, right? So you have to grasp this all those things, but in future you can start manual people also. You see, uh, earlier people will join as manual tester, but again after 3 or 4 years their growth will come down, there will be no growth, then they will go for either performance or automation. So same way, okay, automation people will go for performance, performance will go for automation, and they will more tool knowledge you will have, more growth you should you will be having in the industry in future to survive. Very true fact. Okay, this is also helpful for developers to test their code locally. Now these are the protocols that supported by JMeter. Actually, do not compare the protocol that are there with LoadRunner, because both are incomparable, LoadRunner and JMeter, right? That is feature tool, it's an open source tool. But what things can it can test is, so that were any web application, REST API, SOAP API, DB queries, page UI load testing through JMeter and Selenium integration, FTP servers testing, file upload, download, SMTP email testing, right? And mobile apps, right? So that is what the JMeter can do. Now this is a graph taken from LinkedIn, where you can see there was a survey done where let the slide. Yeah, so where you see that the users of performance testing are more, sorry, for the users for JMeter are more compared to LoadRunner, because LoadRunner slowly it's the users, right, are decreasing. And these all are the company who have openings for JMeter or LoadRunner, means who have performance testing project, right? The major company in India, and major job generally are in India, then USA, right? For performance testers, right? Now about myself, okay. So my name is Vallabh Kumar and VK short form. I have 7+ years of experience in JMeter, LoadRunner, New Load, Selenium. I'm currently working in Bangalore. I have worked on e-commerce, education, banking, insurance, all the projects, right? I'm article author of Metrics, and I'm associated with Isha Training Solutions for giving training on JMeter, right? Currently, I've trained around 1,000 people, more than that. Now, benefits of this course. Okay, so all real-time examples will be given. Before that, so this is the website. on Isha Training. I think this link has been shared with all in WhatsApp group, right? So here you can see the course content. You can go and check, correct, all the course content. Uh, then these are all the previous batches I have taken, just to show you guys, like March batch, uh, April batch. This is how your batch will also be taken, and videos will be shared to you. I take very less batches in a year. I generally I'll be taking only 3 to 4 batches, because my one batch generally goes for 2 to 3 months. Okay, like that, September batch, October batch, right? This video all you cannot see because these are for those batch people who attended, right? So your batch will be also like that only. Videos will be shared through YouTube with private access will be given to your email IDs, right? So like these are all the my batches here. Then this is puff metrics. Okay, so generally I write article here only. Right? It's a dedicated website on performance testing. Then this is my link, course link on puff metrics also. You see here this link, puff metrics, JMeter basic to advanced. On Google also, if you just search, simply just search JMeter basic to advanced by VK, my short form VK. Okay, in Google if you search JMeter basic to advanced by VK or JMeter basic to advanced perf metrics, so you'll get this link, correct? You can read why I'm showing that. You can read the feedback. People have given whatever the feedback here about my course and all those things. So because before joining you have to do R&D, right? So you should do the R&D properly, correct? So on this link you can go and read the feedback, right? Then coming to the application, so we'll be using 3 applications. One will be this JPET store, correct? Then uh, then one will be this adapting, right? Then another one will be this no commerce, correct? For our all end-to-end practice, right? Major will be the JPET store, and along with all these two also, right? Let me close this. So that is what. So JMeter real-time examples, then pro plus training certification. Training will be carried online. Each day recorded videos will be given with lifetime access via YouTube, correct? As I said, lifetime access via YouTube, right? Like how you have just seen. 3 real-time project application scripting examples. After finishing this course and practicing properly, you can easily attend the interview for 2 to 3 years of experience. You can easily crack, or you can show it up in your right. Then all these things like notes, documents, JMeter scripts, report template, resume, etc. will be provided. Plus, you can join any future batch for free in case if you are unable to complete the current batch. Okay, only for full fees paid candidates, right? So any future batch also you can join for free. Now who can enroll? So anyone who wants to learn JMeter from basic to advanced, anyone who have basic knowledge of JMeter and wants to have in-depth knowledge of JMeter, to learn performance testing, performance testing and JMeter from basic to advanced. Anyone who has basic knowledge of JMeter and want to know in-depth knowledge of JMeter, right? Anyone who want to make career in performance testing, all they can join. Now, key highlights of this course, right? So see, if I go and explain all these key highlights, right? So it will be very time taking, because if I just show you this day wise topic, correct? See, this is day one, right? And same way this day 2. You see how this list has been segregated. Day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, right? Day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, 11, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So actually, I cannot read whole this thing, right? And tell what I am covering uh, because for new people it will be all waste. It will all go over the head, like what I'll be talking, right? Those people who will be knowing something, they can understand. So it will be waste for me reading every point. So what you can do is, if you want to read, I think screen has gone blank somehow. So yeah, so if you want to know like what I'm covering, so I'll be sending this Word document in WhatsApp group. You people can download, or that Isha training link also, right? There also you can go and check the course content list, right? It's on your will, right? All day wise topic. Same, I'll be giving you through WhatsApp also, so that you can match, right? And tomorrow you should not say that, hey sir, you have not covered this. Transparency is maintained. Okay. So you see, total if you see how many days, total 55 day session, 54 days. Okay, 54 day session, right? Out of which till 51 days I take, and these 3 session recorded videos are given from previous batch, because of some reasons are there, right? For these 3 topics, so I'm telling in beforehand only. What are the reason, that explain, I'll explain later. But that is what, okay, till so at least 51 days will be taken by me, and these 3 videos will be shared on these 3 topic to you guys. Okay, so you see how much detailed session will be, right? 50-day session, and each day around 1.30 hours. So all this you can read, right? If you wish, I'll start reading, it will take another 1 hour, right? So and it will not be of any use. uh, okay, so I'll be sharing this, you can open in your mobile also, and you can read. Fine. Next is so that is what, so that is all about the course content. Little slow, whatever, everything I'll be you can see a real-time project introduction, best practices of using JMeter, scripting enhancement, right? Is okay. Then introduction, history, version, concept of performance testing, protocol, HTTP protocol, recording, JMeter directory, properties file, all these things. This is just a highlight I'm saying, but that is what course content. Plugin manager, web application testing, end-to-end scripting, correlation, parameterization, regular expression extractor with different examples, dynamic values extraction. Okay, then test data preparation, use of CSV, heap size, detail setting, execution in GUI, non-GUI, test run, analysis, reporting, types of performance testing, right? Concurrent users, simultaneous, little slow, then passing arguments in JMeter test, distributed testing, master slave, influx, DB graph, Jenkins, and JMeter integration, test suite preparation, JMeter element scoping execution rule, correct? Third-party way of recording using Fiddler, BlazeMeter, right? Then JMeter element, sub-element, total 60 elements are there. That all. Okay. Then these are like Windows pop-up authentication, how to handle big billion day sale. Then that is what BeanShell, right? 6 days on BeanShell, error handling, file download, upload, FTP server, API testing, database, Pokemon, Selenium, WebDriver, IP spoofing, functions. Okay, we'll be using latest version of JMeter. Right, JMeter functions are there also, 40 functions are there. So all this detail has been kept in that document, Word document. I'll be sharing with you. You can read. And timing will be, this is what, right, 9:30 to 10:45, Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 days a week. It will take 45 to 50 working days. Working day means the working sessions, right? Working session. Around 2.5 to 3 months you have to consider. 2.5 to 3 months duration, right? Okay, so that is overview, and that is, this is day one also. Day one is nothing, just a demo. Tomorrow will be day two. I'll be, there is nothing called demo and all the thing. My course session I just started. I'll be giving this week, today, tomorrow, and next week, Monday to Friday, open session. Open session means all can join. And then from that next Monday, right after next week, then which next the week after next week, right? From that the session will be closed. Closed means what? Only for the paid members, right? So till next week it is open session, and it doesn't mean that once I have covered this topic again I'll cover. No, my session has started. Today you have seen overview. Tomorrow will be what you will be learning tomorrow. Tomorrow this is the PT. Tomorrow you'll be learning the, that will be day two, right? Tomorrow you'll be learning introduction, JMeter version, like that. Okay, all these things. This is my PPT using which I'll be teaching. Correct. Then again day three, demo three, all these things, right? So so as I said, that's what uh, my session will not repeat. My session has started. Only thing, 7-day session till next week will be delivered as open for all. Then whoever decide they can pay and join, and after that the session will be only closed for the paid people, like that. Okay, this is my PPT using which I teach. You can see this is very huge PPT. If I take you to the last till here, how much, see these are the JMeter function till how much slides are there, 237 slides. See, so much big course content, right? So many know me. Those who didn't know me also can do R&D, and then they can decide and join, right? So that like your money should not be wasted. Correct. But I guarantee generally money will not be wasted, because whatever I teach in JMeter, no one needs it. That is my guarantee. And when you can check the feedback on my that page, Performatics page, or in my batch, this batch also, some people from previous batch are there and they know. Okay, so that's what. So that is for all for today. Correct. If you people have any doubt, any questions, please do ask.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, is there any monitoring tools like AppDynamics and Dynatrace? I mean,
For that you have to take another course. You can take from me also for dedicated performance engineering
yes.
with Dynatrace.
Yep, yep, sure. Thank you.
So, one question. When you're looking at JMeter, the Apache Foundation is mostly open source, right, sir?
Yes.
It's like all the developers and from everywhere coming together. Cause they're coming from everywhere, right? And then
Yes.
so who made JMeter? Like, was it like a special developer that made JMeter?
That name I've given in previous batch, man. You were there na? In this PPT
Yeah.
is there. You'll learn tomorrow. In
Okay. Correct. Thank you, sir. No, just like so in the Apache Foundation, there's like thousands and thousands of programs, all each of them being very like important
that
and
doesn't
nice.
matter. No one asked that. Even though I'll tell the name tomorrow slide.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, excellent, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next queries. If you have, let me know. Feel free to ask anything. Fine. So if no queries, then I'll end up the meeting. Right. We'll meet tomorrow. Correct. So thank you all. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.